Periva Sharanam. Today we are going to learn the 22nd sloka of Soundarya Lahari. As usual, we will recite the 21st sloka once and then go into the learning of the 22nd sloka.
Tatillekhatanvim tapanashashivaishvanaramyim nishannam shannam apyupari kamalanam tabakalam mahapadmatavyam mriditamalayena manasa mahantah pashyantah dadhati paramahladalaharim.
Bhavani tvam dase
Bhavani tvam dase Bhavani tvam dase
Mayi vitara drishtim sakarunam
Mayi vitara drishtim sakarunam Mayi vitara drishtim sakarunam
iti stotum vanchan
Iti stotum vanchan Iti stotum vanchan
kathayati bhavani tvamiti yaha
Kathayati bhavani tvamiti yaha Kathayati bhavani tvamiti yaha
tadaiva tvam tasmai
Tadaiva tvam tasmai Tadaiva tvam tasmai
dishasi nija sayujya padavim
Dishasi nija sayujya padavim Dishasi nija sayujya padavim
mukunda brahmendra
Mukunda brahmendra Mukunda brahmendra
स्फुटमकुटनीराजितपदाम्
Sputamakutanirajitabadam Sputamakutanirajitabadam
भवानि त्वं दासे मयि वितरदृष्टिं सकरुणाम्
Bhavani tvam dase Mayi vitara drishtim sakarunam Bhavani tvam dase Mayi vitara drishtim sakarunam
इति स्तोतुं वाञ्छन् कथयति भवानि त्वमिति यः
Iti stotum vanchan Kathayati bhavani tvamiti yaha Iti stotum vanchan Kathayati bhavani tvamiti yaha
तदैव त्वं तस्मै दिशसि निजसायुज्य पदवीम्
Tadaiva tvam tasmai Dishasi nija sayujya padavim Tadaiva tvam tasmai Dishasi nija sayujya padavim
मुकुन्द ब्रह्मेन्द्र स्फुटमकुटनीराजितपदाम्
Mukunda brahmendra Sputamakutanirajitapadam Mukunda brahmendra Sputamakutanirajitapadam
भवानि त्वं दासे मयि वितरदृष्टिं सकरुणाम् इति स्तोतुं वाञ्छन् कथयति भवानि त्वमिति यः
भवानि त्वं दासे मयि वितरदृष्टिं सकरुणाम् इति स्तोतुं वाञ्छन् कथयति भवानि त्वमिति यः भवानि त्वं दासे मयि वितरदृष्टिं सकरुणाम् इति स्तोतुं वाञ्छन् कथयति भवानि त्वमिति यः
तदैव त्वं तस्मै दिशसि निजसायुज्य पदवीं मुकुन्द ब्रह्मेन्द्र स्फुटमकुटनीराजितपदाम्
तदैव त्वं तस्मै दिशसि निजसायुज्य पदवीं मुकुन्द ब्रह्मेन्द्र स्फुटमकुटनीराजितपदाम् तदैव त्वं तस्मै दिशसि निजसायुज्य पदवीं मुकुन्द ब्रह्मेन्द्र स्फुटमकुटनीराजितपदाम्
भवानि त्वं दासे मयि वितरदृष्टिं सकरुणाम् इति स्तोतुं वाञ्छन् कथयति भवानि त्वमिति यः तदैव त्वं तस्मै दिशसि निजसायुज्य पदवीं मुकुन्द ब्रह्मेन्द्र स्फुटमकुटनीराजितपदाम्
भवानि त्वं दासे मयि वितरदृष्टिं सकरुणाम् इति स्तोतुं वाञ्छन् कथयति भवानि त्वमिति यः तदैव त्वं तस्मै दिशसि निजसायुज्य पदवीं मुकुन्द ब्रह्मेन्द्र स्फुटमकुटनीराजितपदाम् भवानि त्वं दासे मयि वितरदृष्टिं सकरुणाम्
इति स्तोतुं वाञ्छन्
कथयति भवानि त्वमिति यः तदैव त्वं तस्मै दिशसि निजसायुज्य पदवीं मुकुन्द ब्रह्मेन्द्र स्फुटमकुटनीराजितपदाम्
Now we will see the meaning of the shloka. This shloka is a very unique one and has been very tastefully described by Periva. He says the first 41 shlokas of Soundarya Lahari, which is called as Ananda Lahari, have shlokas which relate to Shakti Upasana and are more of a mantra shastra rather than the real description of Ambal. However, there are also some bhakti shlokas in the same 41 shlokas that also bring out the bhakti rasa and are great examples of poetic beauty apart from being a mantra shastra. This shloka that we are dealing with is one such masterpiece of Acharya. It is composed with Slesha Alankaram, that is, where a word is used in more than one sense. These words may have different meanings but still make complete sense. In English, they are called as homonyms. With the use of these homonyms, Acharya takes us from Dvaita Bhakti to the combined power of Shakti, Jnanam and Bhakti and lifts us up to the state of Advaita. Here, Periva says from Dvaita Bhakti to a state of Advaita but not totally to Advaita. To understand why Periva says so, we will have to understand the meaning of the shloka word by word, line by line. Now, the first line is Bhavani Tvam Dase Mayi Vitara Drishtim Sa Karunam. Bhavani. This is the first word. Bhavani means to call upon the great mother. What is the root of this word? Parameshwara has very special 8 namas or names. They are Bhavan, Sharvan, Ishanan, Pashupati, Rudran, Ugran, Bhiman, Mahan. When doing Archana to Lord Shiva, we generally say along with the word Devaya. So it becomes Bhavaya Devaya Namaha, Sarvaya Devaya Namaha. In this, the first name is Bhavan. The one who is the Shakti of this Bhavan is Bhavani. That is the wife of Parameshwara, who is in the form of Bhavan, is called Bhavani. The next word, Tvam, means your. Dase. Dasan means slave. Mayi, on me. Vitara Drishtim. Drishtim means by sight or by looking. Vitara is bestow or to give or to bless, etc. So, Vitara Drishtim is reversed and read. That is Drishtim Vitara, which means bless me with your drishti or your sight by looking at me. And how is this sight like? That is in the next word, Sakarunam, which means Ambal's eyes are filled with karuna or compassion. So, now a person is asking Ambal, he is calling out Ambal as Bhavani and asking her to look upon him who is a slave of her. And how should she look upon him? With compassion. Just like we all pray, general prayer itself, we pray like, oh God, please bestow upon me your grace. The same way, the first line says, oh Bhavani, bestow upon me who is your slave. And how should she look? With compassion. Only then she will be able to grant you all that you need. Basically, this first line is like a prayer to Ambal. Now we will go to the second line. Iti stotum vanchan katayati bhavani tvam iti yaha. Yaha, we have seen this yaha word in most of the shlokas now. In the previous shlokas also, yaha means that person. A person who is devoted to Ambal. Here, iti yaha means like that person. One thing we have to note in this shloka, like all other shlokas, it is not said that he is a Mahan or a great man or a saint or a person who is doing sadhana of Ambal or Shakti Upasaka, or no description has been given about this person, this yaha. Only thing that we know about this person is going to come now. Iti stotum vanchan. So, like this, stotum means to pray, vanchan means a desire. So, this person, the one who desires to pray to Ambal, even though he has actually not done it until now, he wants to ask Ambal the previous line. That is actually to ask Ambal to bestow her compassion upon him. But he has not done it until now. He wants to say the first line. Bhavani Tvam Dase Mayi Vitara Drishtim Sa Karunam. With that desire, he just starts off by saying Bhavani Tvam. Those are the next words of this line. Iti stotum vanchan kathayati. Just. Kathayati means just. Just Bhavani Tvam. He says only Bhavani Tvam. And then what happens? That is, as soon as he starts saying Bhavani Tvam, within that time, what Ambal does to this Bhakta is said in the next line. Tadaiva Tvam Tasmai Dishasi Nija Sayujya Padavim. Tadaiva. It is split as Tada plus Eva, which means instantaneously. Tvam, you, which denotes to Ambal. Tasmai Dishasi. Here it means to grant to him. That is giving something. Tasmai Dishasi means to give something, to grant something. What does she grant? Nija Sayujya Padavim. Nija means your, only yours. Sayujya Padavim, which means a state of liberation or mukti where one can identify himself with the Brahman or Ambal herself. It is one of the 4 states of moksha, and it is the highest form of Advaita because there the individual becomes something not different from the deity he worships. So he becomes Ambal herself. That is the meaning of Sayujyam. You get to a state where you become like Ambal. This Bhakta, who is in the course of uttering his prayer, which is given in the first line, but he is just to finish these 2 words, that is Bhavani Tvam, and she grants him this Sayujya Padavim, which means a state where he becomes Ambal herself. He becomes same or equal to Ambal. You can say it to be a state of Advaita, where you are not different from your deity. You almost reach that stage of Advaita. When we say this Nija Sayujya Padavim, we have to understand that it is not very easy to attain that stage. There are 3 other stages, and finally this stage comes. And it is very difficult to attain. And how much difficult to attain is given in the 4th line. Acharya wants to say what this position really means. And the 4th line is Mukunda Brahmendra Sphuta Makuta Nirajita Padam. Mukunda is Hari or Vishnu. Brahmendra is Brahma. And Indra is Indra. That is the king of all the devas. So Devendra. Sphuta Makuta. Makuta is crown. And what does the crown have? It has a lot of glittering gems studded in them. So a sparkling or glittering crown. Nirajita Padam. Nirajanam is showing arati. And Padam means to her feet. That is showing arati to her feet. What does this line mean? To achieve this state of Sayujyam, that is being one with Ambal, or to identify no difference at all between yourself and Ambal, even Hari, Brahma and Indra are doing Nirajanam or Arati to Ambal's feet. With what? With the light or the glitter that is produced by the gems that are found on the crowns of their heads. That is, it can mean that they are bowing down their heads in respect and devotion to Ambal's feet, and it looks as if they are doing Harati with their crowns, which are emitting so much of bright light because of the innumerable gemstones that are studded in them. What does Acharya wants to convey here? He says even Vishnu, Brahma and Indra are doing Aradhana of Ambal's feet because they want to attain this Sayujya Padavim. Ambal grants this position of Sayujyam, the most coveted by even the greatest of gods, to a Bhakta even before he could even utter his full prayer, to ask her to bestow upon him her compassion and greatness. Now, it was already said that this man is just a simple Bhakta like us and not any Mahan or a Shakti Upasaka or anyone who is a learned person who knows Vedas, etc. He is just a simple person like us. So, for that person, even before he starts saying the full prayer, Ambal gives this Sayujya Padavi. Lalita Sahasranamam calls her out as Avyaja Karuna Murti. That is, she gives her grace even before we ask, more than what we ask. Now, just like our mother who fulfills the wishes of her child, she gives whatever the child asks for and more than what the child asks for. Now we will think, what is so special about that person? Why does she bestow such grace to this person who is not even a Shakti Upasaka? I think it is time to bring the homonyms into play now. By that, we will be able to understand why it is happening. The first word of the shloka is Bhavani. It means the wife of Bhavan. The root Bhava can be used as both noun and a verb. So, Bhava as a noun, it denotes Lord Parameshwara. The same word Bhava as a verb, it means to be. As can be noted in the blessing Ayushman Bhava, may you be one with a long life. May you be blessed with long life. Vijayi Bhava, may you be blessed with victory. So generally in common usage, we use this Bhava to bless others, as in the case of Dhirka Sumangali Bhava. But now consider the case of one talking about himself. That is, he wants to pray something for himself. Then this word Bhava becomes Bhavani. Here we have to note that this Bhavani is only Ni and not Ni. If we see the word Bhavani from this point of view, then the meaning of it becomes, may I be what? Tvam or you. So, Bhavani Tvam means, may I be you. What does this person is asking? To become you, to become Ambal, Bhavani Tvam. Another homonym that we can see here is Tvam. Periva explains about it here. Tvam can also mean a state of something. For example, if we add Tvam to the word Kavi, where Kavi means poem, then Kavitvam means poetic, something that captures the characteristic of the poem. Similarly, Bhavanitvam could mean getting the characteristics of Ambal or Bhavani. That is, to achieve the state of Bhavani or Ambal. Now let us roll back. The Bhakta wants to ask Ambal to grant him his wish and shower upon him her compassion. With that desire in his mind, he opens his mouth and utters the word or starts saying that line. And he says, Bhavani Tvam. And at this point, at this very point, Ambal stops him right there and grants this Bhakta, who is no master of learned arts or Vedas, or is not a saint or a Mahan or any Shakti Upasaka, the state of Sayujyam, the highest position of Advaita, and the most coveted position of gods like Brahma, Vishnu, Indra, etc. Why? Because Ambal here considers the words Bhavanitvam as a whole prayer itself. And with this new meaning, thanks to the homonyms, Bhavanitvam becomes may I be you or may I become you. Thus, a simple Bhakta's prayer becomes a declaration of one true principle, that is, Aham Brahmasmi. Even though she knows that the Bhakta does not mean this declaration, Ambal, out of her compassion, grants this man more than what he asks for, and even before he asks for it. Maybe if we had completed that sentence, if he had finished that prayer, he would have just asked for something very material, like maybe some money or his illness to be gone off, something like that. It would have been very material things that he could have asked. But even before that, even before he could complete that prayer, Ambal, she considers this Bhavanitvam as asking for being herself, and she grants that Sayujya Padavim. And why? Because she is the mother of all of us, and she is the Avyaja Karunamurti. She can never say no to a child's wish, and she always gives more than what we wish. So it is better to leave it to her to grant us whatever she wants to give rather than we asking to her, because she will always give us more than what we really want. And this shloka also shows us that how we should pray to her, how we should ask Ambal to grant this kind of state where we don't ask anything, or the state of Advaita where we become one with her. Periva Sharanam.